Welcome back to Camp Out West, and a special thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. Today we continue transforming our abandoned caravan park into our dream home and guest campsite. We've currently got our plumbers working in the cabin, so we thought we'd give them their space and get on with the project outside. So we're going to start with our outdoor sauna build. Before Christmas we had these sauna mock-ups made on Fiverr to help us decide on what base would work best in our space. We asked you for your favourites and put it to a vote, and the gravel base was a clear winner. The gravel base would be a lot less maintenance and we'll have a lot less problems with slipping like we would with a wooden deck. So that's what we're going to be starting to work on today. Our first task is we need to go and get a load of oak railway sleepers, which we're going to be using for the surround of our base to hold in all the gravel, and also we're going to site the sauna on top of it as well. So let's get in the car and let's get going. We headed to Llanelli to Ystrad Nurseries to buy our sleepers. We went there to get our sleepers for our raised bed garden last year and we were really happy with them, so we've come back for more. We got the sleepers home and thought we'd have an easy job moving them on the land with our trailer, but the ground was too wet to get them all the way down. The trailer fully loaded is 3/4 of a ton, so no way it was going any further, so we carried them all down to the deck. I did a rough frame of where the sauna will be going, then trimmed inside the space to get rid of all the grass and the rushes. So I'm stood where the sauna is going to go. So where you can see this timber border, we've used this to measure and mark out where our sleepers are going to go. So they're going to be replaced with those oak sleepers that we collected. Yesterday we started work on the base for the sauna. So the sauna is a barrel sauna and it has two sort of long legs which are going to be going this way. And instead of obviously putting them on the ground, we want to put them on some sort of footer. So we've dug 2 trenches. They're about this deep and about this wide, and our plan is we're going to put a geo fabric inside there, and then we're going to pack it full of sub base and gravel, so that way our sauna, which is going to be on another sleeper, isn't sat on the soil because it's quite a wet area. So first job is get that material, the fabric, into these holes, and then we're going to get our little trailer and fill them with gravel. Once we had the membrane in place, we started loading up some of our drainage stone we had left over from when we did our French drains on the land. This is used at the bottom of the trenches. The ground in this area of our land is really wet, so we want to make sure we've got a solid base. So that's our base completed. So you saw us dig the trenches, line it with the geotechnical fabric, fill it with sub-base, and then we've put these railway sleepers in place. They're lined up now, they're perfectly level, even though it might look a bit wonky on the camera. So this bit of the land actually has quite a slope on it. So we've made sure to put nearly 12 inches deep and 12 inches wide of sub-base. So now that that's our base sorted, we're going to start now with the rest of the sleepers, and we're going to make a surround that goes all the way around what is going to be our little island of gravel, which is the sauna area. First we added sub-base on top of the membrane to give us a strong base under the sauna and the areas which will get the most footfall. We used a mix of drainage stone, sub-based and leftover ballast, whatever we had left on the land from previous jobs. Maggie seemed to be having the time of her life. The next morning we added a second layer of membrane on top of our sub-base layer, and then we were ready to add our oak sleepers in place. Lastly, Em cut around our footers that the sauna will be sitting on. So this is the base ready now for us to get the ornamental gravel in. So where I'm stood now, it's very soft ground. So how we started is we put a sheet of the geotechnical fabric down, then we've put a layer of sub-base and gravel over the whole thing, and that's kind of firmed it up. So it's really soft on the side, but where I am now, it's got a much more solid underfoot, which is really good. And then we've gone and put another layer of the geotextile on top. So that's going to keep our sub-base, which is quite a dirty type of aggregate, away from our ornamental stone. So we've then put a border of oak sleepers all the way around. We haven't attached this one here because at a later date we're going to cut a chunk of this out, and we're going to have maybe a couple of pave-in slabs like we showed in the pictures coming into the sauna. But we're pretty much ready now to go and get our ornamental stone. I don't know how much daylight we've got left, but let's get the trailer going and let's get as much in as we can. We bought this trailer just before Christmas to use with the quad bike, and it's been amazing help for jobs like this with this tipping function. We were really surprised how little damage to the ground the quad with the trailer creates, thanks to the oversized flotation tyres, compared to us pushing around wheelbarrows and sack trolleys. We still have to load the trailer by hand though, which is hard going, so anyone looking to part with a mini digger, let us know. Last night we finished taking all the gravel down for the sauna base, and we're really happy with how it looks. Today's task is moving all of the wood down there to actually build the barrel sauna. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video, and that's who we've worked with on our sauna mock-ups. If you're new to Fiverr, they're an incredible online platform that connects you with talented freelancers from all over the world. From web designers to video editors, architects, marketing professionals and more, the options are endless. As much as we try and do everything ourselves on this project, architecture and digital design is not a skill set that we have. Over the last 2 years, we worked with a variety of freelancers on Fiverr to help us bring Campout West to life. Like on this sauna build, we've worked with Chaturi to help us decide what is the best base to work in this space. What we love the most about Fiverr is the variety of skilled professionals available and how easy it is to navigate through each of the freelancers' portfolios, read real reviews and see previous work delivered through the platform. It allowed us to see firsthand the high quality of work each freelancer could deliver, which really helped us find the right architect and designer for each of our projects. So if you want to see what projects Fiverr can help you with this year, head to fiverr.co/campoutwest, and to get 10% off your first order, use our code WEST. Thanks again to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. So it's time to crack on with the sauna build. First we unloaded all of the timber. I pre-painted the feet of the sauna so they'd be dry in time ready for our build. We placed our feet on top of our sleepers, checked they were all square and level, and then we were ready to start assembling the sauna. The barrel of the sauna is a continuous circle of tongue and groove boards, which you temporarily screw into place to hold the shape. Once we got the first section of the floor attached, it was time to assemble the walls. We opted for a sauna with a big glass back, so our future guests would be able to sit and watch the sunset. Walls up, it was time to assemble the rest of the barrel. We finished the structure of the barrel of the sauna last night. So it's all nice and solid. Our next task is we're going to be painting the sauna. So we bought the option that is the softwood untreated timber, and the brand recommend that you stain it or paint it just to make it last a bit longer. So this is by a brand called Polhus. So we bought this. We were looking at a couple of different options, and at the end of last year, if you'd watched the video where we went up to Blaenau Festiniog for my birthday, just by chance they happened to have this exact model of sauna, so it was one that we were thinking of anyway. So the fact we actually got to try it, we saw that it worked really well, and they had it up there on top of a mountain in North Wales, so I think that shows that it should be good in our location. But looking forward now to painting it. It's going to be going with the same theme as the cabin, so monochrome. So we're going to be using the same black barn paint that we used on the feet that we showed earlier. Yeah, looking forward to getting a couple of coats on it, and then we can crack on with the rest of it. Yesterday we finished painting the sauna, and we love how the black is looking. Massive difference from the natural wood finish. So the next on our instructions is to head inside. We've got benches to assemble, and also this is the wood burning stove, some cement fibre board, and there's all sorts of like heat shields and things. So that's what we're going to start with next. Before we went inside, we realised we missed a page in the instructions. We tensioned a ratchet strap around the barrel, then removed all of the screws. This felt a bit daunting. Next we added 3 stainless steel bands around the barrel and tightened them into place. These are what hold the barrel sauna together, and we were safe to release the ratchet strap. Then it was time to move inside and fit the benches of our sauna. Then we fitted our wood stove into place. So we're done now pretty much on the inside of the sauna. We've just dry fitted the stove, which looks really nice. We're not actually going to fit this and the flue today. We've got Aled, who was fitting our stove in the cabin. He's coming back later this week to fit the flue. So while he's here, we're going to ask him a couple of questions before we crack on with this ourselves. But last job we're going to do today is we're going to fit the door. So hopefully that's going to be a nice easy job as the sun is going down on us. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed watching us working on the sauna area and on the sauna build. It's been really nice to have a break from the cabin and to actually build a kit has been really fun. So all of the items have been cut for us ready. So it's been a bit of a mental break from the cabin build. Before we go, I just want to say thank you to Fiverr again for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget you can get 10% off your first order if you head to fiverr.co/CampoutWest and use the code WEST. But that's the end of today's video and we'll see you next time.